Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy C Sneaks coming back yet again another video. And today I wanted to bring you guys a much requested video because I've kind of been doing a series on this topic for a while now, and I've been noticing that it's been getting a lot of views on YouTube. So I was like, why not bring my own little twist and spin to this and give my own experiences. Excuse my dog for ruining the video, but today I'm going to be teaching you guys how I get my money for streetwear and things like that, especially with Supreme, how I can afford things like this, and also how I get a billion shoes and things like that. So let's get right into it. So as you guys can tell, I do own a lot of shoes and a bunch of Yeezys right here. So the first thing that I've been doing since around 7th grade is reselling sneakers, and ever since Kanye moved to Adidas, this has been my biggest reseller. So I have a couple blueprints right now, and I have sold a bunch of these. They're a really nice shoe. I like them a lot. So my first recommendation for you to start reselling sneakers is to make a lot of friends. Making friends, building connections with a lot of people is the best way to make a lot of money in this game, because I started off helping out my friends, benefited from their connections, and then I just started working on my own, and then things like this started coming into my life. So reselling, that is one of the biggest things that I took away from. Another thing that I took away from reselling sneakers is that you need to think more about the numbers of what you have rather than your profit margin. So let's say that a shoe is worth $100 and then you think that it's going to go up over time. So what you do is you sit on it for a little bit, like these Yeezy Power Phases. And at first these only went for retail maybe $10–20 over, and then now they're going for like $50 over retail. So at first I wanted to get maybe $100 for these, and now I was thinking I had 10 pairs, let them all go for maybe $5 over retail, and you make your money. So think about it as in you want a quick sale and build connections, so later on you can work from there, and then you have people who will sell to you and buy from you and trade with you, obviously. So everything's going to draw back to building connections. Connections are the most important things in this game. So even if you take a loss or you don't get what you wanted, it's still very important for you to get connections in this game, because it's really hard without any connections and doing everything by yourself. So that's about it. Just worry about the numbers of stock you have, because every dollar counts, rather than sitting on a shoe and profiting from it with $1 billion or whatever. So whether it's $1 you make or it's $1,000 you make, every dollar counts and every dollar builds up. So that is a very, very, very important lesson to be learned. I learned that after a long time. I think I learned that like within this past year or so, because I was always thinking about the money rather than the numbers, and the numbers are way more important than everything else. Another important thing is to sign up for every single raffle that comes up. When these came out, I signed up for the 21 Mercer raffle. I obviously did not think I'd win, but I signed up on my Nike account and my mom's Nike account, because I'm not like those people who just make $1 billion accounts and sign up for it. So I obviously thought I wasn't gonna win, but I ended up winning. So even if you don't think that you're gonna win, there's always a possibility. My friend won PacSun's Fear of God Vans raffle on their Instagram, and he got it for free. So you never know. Just test your luck. Every raffle that you put in obviously is gonna like help you out. And if you don't know where to raffle for things, there's a billion lists online. If you hear about a shoe coming out in a couple months or a couple weeks, just look it up, and then a store list would obviously come up, or you can look at certain local stores near you that carry exclusive sneakers like these, or like some Yeezys, for example. There's a lot of things that you can do in order to make some money and build up your stock. So this, I was being a little greedy on it. I had a couple offers for $1,900, $1,700, low 2000s. I held on to it, but then I ended up getting another pair, so it was cool. But I held on to it. I didn't profit from it much. Now these are going for around $1,200 to $1,400 depending on where you get it. You can get from a consignment store and pay even more, but real market is like $1,200 to $1,400 on these. So I didn't take a loss because I didn't really want to sell it, but I did like not profit from it as much as I could. So this, when it first came out, 21 Mercer came out 3 months before the official release, so I technically got an early pair. But if you get an early pair, I recommend getting rid of it as soon as possible, just because of the fact that they're going to release soon. So once all the numbers come out of every single pair, that all the stock comes out, you're going to be left with a shoe that might be a dud. This isn't a dud, but there are some that are. So moving on into the next thing. Now, to get into actually reselling, there's a billion ways that you can do this. You can consign. Consignment is one of the best things to do if you're new and if you have a really hyped up shoe like a Yeezy, or even some stores that take clothing such as like box logos and things like that. So what I do is I do consign, not a lot, but I do consign. There's a billion apps now. There's Flip, if that even is still around, StockX, and Goat. You can also use other apps that are coming out. There's Grailed. Grailed is a great way for you to sell your hyped up clothing. So if you get a Supreme box logo, a lot of people buy from Grailed. You're protected by PayPal if you're a buyer, and if you're a seller, make sure you post detailed pictures. That's for anything. If you're a seller, always post detailed pictures, because my friend, he just got not really scammed, but kind of scammed, because he bought a pair of blue tint Yeezys with 3 distinct stains on it, and the guy like sold it to him. And you might say that it's my friend's fault for not checking the shoe, but this guy's been around doing legit business for multiple years and no one's ever done anything about it. And I guess he was legit, and he said that there was 1 stain, but there is clearly 3, and he said it would come out when you clean it. But as a seller, one of the most important things is credibility. So let's say that as a seller you say, oh, there's a tiny flaw in it, that might deter someone from buying your shoe, obviously. And then if you're not completely honest, you might have to give a refund or a partial refund, and then you could be that one seller who doesn't do that at all, and then you're just gonna have a bunch of backlash from people. And yeah, that's basically it. But back to selling, you can consign, there's apps, and the best thing that I do is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are the best thing. That's where you know where market is. Always look at other people's posts before you make your own like number. Don't post a shoe for 1,000 when they're going for like 400 or 500, you know. Some people do that, and it just makes you look bad. Like, you might look at consignment prices, but if you compare your shoe price to a consignment store, think about all the fees that come into play. So let's take Flight Club for example. They take 20%. Urban Necessities as another example, they take 10% of your listing fees. So you're gonna get a certain payout back, base it off that. And even then, consignment is usually higher than it is in market. So that might be another decision making factor that you might consider. And also, consignment takes a while to sell. Not like other things like Facebook, eBay, and things like that. They don't take time to sell, but consignment might take a lot longer, and then you might have to pick up your shoes after a certain amount of time, like 30 days or something like that. So it's a iffy game. It's a 50-50 chance that you might walk away with something, you might not, but I don't know. And also, make sure your stuff is legit. Please don't try and sell fakes, because that is the one thing that like ticks me off. If you're like a legit seller, make sure you have the real stuff. If you're buying off someone, make sure you know what you're looking for in a real versus fake. Fake Education on Instagram does a great job of telling you what to look out for. Yeezy Busta, if you're looking for Yeezys, he posts people who wear fake Yeezys, so you can look at those and you can obviously tell a real from a fake. So these things are great lessons to you. Now if you want to get a shoe like this that is really expensive to buy, you can buy and trade. So trading is another big thing that I do. So for this, for one of these pairs, I traded 2 pairs of Royal Ones and $100 in cash for a slightly worn one, and then I sold it for a little bit more than what I originally put out. So doing stuff like that can make you a lot of money. It definitely helped me build up my collection, and it also makes me a couple connections from the people that I buy from, people I sell from, people I sell to, things like that. It's all about the connections. That's the most important thing in this game, is the connections that you make, the friendships that you build, things like that. If you aren't into doing that type of stuff, you probably are gonna have a hard time succeeding, because you definitely need help. Even if you think that you don't need help, like if you look at a celebrity like Benjamin Cakes, DJ Khaled pushed him out to make him really big, so he has celebrity clients. So having a friend like that pushed him. And for people who own shoe stores and things like that, they obviously have a bunch of friends who thought it would be a good idea for him or her, whoever owns the store, to open up a shop and sell. And it's a great thing to have friends or connections in this game, because without it, you're probably gonna go nowhere and you're just all about the money, and that's not really where you want to go. But yeah, that's how I make most of my money. There's some other things I do. I get summer internships. So if you're in school, I recommend getting summer internships. You definitely need to build up your resume to get a good job, unless you want to resell sneakers forever. That is also a possibility. But building a resume is very important. That's how I got most of my money to afford a lot of this. Another thing is to find out some different avenues of making money, like stocks, cryptocurrency. That's really hot right now. I own 3 Litecoins as of right now, hoping to buy more soon. They're dropping, but I got them at an okay price, so they're gonna come back up. There's a new app that just came out. Not really just came out, but it's grown in popularity. It is Sweatcoin. So what you do is you open it up, and all you do is walk to make money. So I'm gonna leave the link to mine down below. This is a non-sponsored video, but all you do is have to walk, and then every time that you share it with a friend, you make money out of it. And with Sweatcoins, I have 47 Sweatcoins and 41 cents, I would assume that is. And then you can buy different things in the marketplace with your Sweatcoins. So you can get a $1,000 PayPal with 20,000 Sweatcoins. So you're walking and you're making money. That's the easiest thing in the world. You can buy stocks, you can flip sneakers, you can make a hobby out of something, make crafts. My sister makes scarves and sweaters for her friends and my mom's co-workers, and they pay her for it. So having these little niches like hobbies and things like that, it can definitely benefit you in the long run. You can also get a full-time job somewhere, and yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but doing something productive, making money is the best thing to do. I'm doing YouTube on the side, even though I'm making absolutely no money on this, but reselling sneakers and working at my summer internships is the best thing that I'm doing right now. So that's how I really get the money to afford this, is reselling, working hard, and building connections. So yeah, now I have a big announcement to make, and it is super important that all of you need to know about. Alright, so the major announcement that I have to make is I will be at Solexchange Philadelphia January 20th at 3801 Market Street. It's gonna be the craziest event of the year, possibly, and really excited to be there. Very excited to be there. I will have a table once again. We'll probably have like 200 pairs of shoes for you guys to buy, lots and lots of Supreme, and potentially a giveaway. What we're thinking of, and by we I'm talking about at Tdesigner and at PeteOG, what we're thinking of is doing every $10 you spend is an entry into the raffle that we do is probably going to be a pair of Yeezys. Not sure what Yeezy we're doing yet, but we're definitely going to try and do a raffle. Every $10 that you spend, we're going to do a raffle for that. So one raffle per $10. So let's say you buy a shoe for $800, you get 80 raffles, things like that. I will also have exclusive merch to Solexchange, as you can see right here. It is off-white in collaboration with C Sneaks shirt, in quotes, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, copyright 2018. So on the back of the shirt it says hype piece on the top, and then on the bottom where the stripes are at, it says the same thing on the front, off-white collaboration with C Sneaks shirt, in quotations and things like that. So this is the back, this is the front, and it'll be exclusively sold at Solexchange, and these will be individually packaged. So I will post pictures on my Instagram later. And also, if you have any off-whites, it'll match perfectly. So the inside matches perfect, as you can tell. So that's about it. This is my video on how you make money reselling sneakers and how I make money. This is my part 3 video to that. Please smash the thumbs up button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And that's about it. See you guys at Solexchange, and I'm out. Deuces!